Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Saturday evening here in Denver, Colorado. It is 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. We're jumping on for our daily dose of divine light, love, and power with our focus on the power aspect or the will aspect of the soul. Jen, Namaste. Good to have you on. I hope you and the family are safe and doing well and progressing along our coronavirus times right now. Shelly, Namaste. Love to you and the fam. Paula, Namaste. This particular topic connected to the power aspect is very relevant to healers, therapists, counselors, doctors, nurses, people, Jillian, Namaste, people that interact with others on a regular basis. Karen, Namaste. Paula, you're not Spanish. What are you saying Olaf for? So, we have our chakras, right? Our chakras, or energy centers, rotate like this. They spin clockwise and counterclockwise. They pull in energy, they use energy, and then they rotate and spit out the disease-congested energy, right? And so you're taught this very basic but very important concept in basic pranic healing. Level 1, right? A weekend class, 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours on Sunday. And one of the chakras that you learn that is very, very important for a healer or someone who deals intimately with people on a healing capacity is the spleen chakra. So if you take your left hand and you touch the lower left rib, there's going to be your physical spleen, right, which deals with antibodies. You have the physical spleen, and then in the front you have the front spleen chakra, and then if you touch the back, you have your back spleen chakra. Why are these important? And how is it connected to the power aspect of the soul? So our chakras are spinning and absorbing energy from our environment. The chakra that is predominantly absorbs prana from our environment is the spleen chakra. So when we go outside, there's air molecules, right? They're called air globules. These globules are charged, Marcella, Namaste, by the sun. You guys catching me so far? So the rays of the sun come into the atmosphere of the earth. The atmosphere is enlivened, right? With these molecules are enlivened with the energy or prana of the sun. And then we absorb energy through these molecules into our spleen. Did an international event today. Oh snap, International Pilates Day. Paulina, Namaste, good to have you on for a second time. So we absorb energy into the spleen. Monica, Namaste, and then the spleen chakra allows the other chakras to be distributed of that prana. So we go outside, there's air energy. The air energy is absorbed by our spleen, and then the spleen helps to distribute prana throughout our entire body. So you're saying, well, how does this connect to the power aspect? Because does everything in your life require energy, yes or no? Your physical health requires energy, yes? Your emotional health requires energy, yes? Your relationships require energy, yes? Your mental capacity and ability to process information requires energy, yes? Even your spiritual practice requires energy, yes? Special Olympics Gymnastics International Day. Interesting. So, the more energy you have, the more things that you can do. The less energy that you have, the less things that you can do, right? So, if your spleen chakra is congested and or depleted, its ability to absorb fresh energy, distribute that fresh energy throughout the chakra system is limited. So your ability to be victorious, because Kabbalistically speaking, the spleen is known as the netsack, right? Netsack, which is the spleen chakra, which deals with victory or power. So when the spleen is strong and healthy, lots of power, lots of victory, just like the antibodies and the white blood cells, victory over the germs or victory over the disease, right? As healers, as massage therapists, as doctors, nurses, or people who closely interact with those who are sick, does a person who is sick need more or less energy. They need more energy, right? So a person who is low in their pranic energy level will connect to your spleen and they will pull energy. Does that make sense? So they connect to your spleen and they pull energy. It's not something they're doing maliciously. It's what we do as human beings as we connect to each other, right? So if you have one cord, Tina, namaste, you have one person draining from you. If you have 10 cords, you have 10 people draining from you. If you have hundreds of cords, you have hundreds of people draining from you. Have you noticed that? So people who interact with lots and lots and lots and lots of people who don't know about the spleen chakra and don't know how to disconnect cords to their spleen chakra, they get depleted and congested very, very easily. And so a healer, even an energy healer, can work on client after client after client, namaste, and at some point will feel tired, will feel drained, will feel like they have, chronic fatigue syndrome for no reason. Even though they slept a full 8 hours, 9 hours, or 10 hours, they wake up feeling depleted. Why? Because most likely their spleen is congested. Here's another one for you. In 100%, what's that? 100% of cases of depression, the spleen chakra is depleted and congested. In 100% of cases of depression, the spleen chakra is depleted and congested. So as a healer, what we do is, Gabrielle, namaste, as a healer, what we do is we go in, we cut all the cords from the front spleen, the back spleen, we cleanse the person's spleen thoroughly, removing heavy disease, congested energies, and then we energize the person's spleen with lots and lots of fresh prana and fresh energy. And then what happens? They go from a teeny tiny aura and teeny tiny chakras that don't have enough energy to what? More energy in the aura, more energies in the chakras, and the person wakes up. They feel like they just did a 5-hour energy drink, right? They're like, woo! 100% of cases of depression, spleen chakra needs to be depleted, needs to be treated, okay? So Paula says, Champions Project, requiring lots of personal work to be charged enough to lead these amazing people. Okay. Which is a good point, because Paula works in the world of gymnastics, people who are very dynamic with lots and lots of energy or require lots and lots of energy. So in general, most athletes have very, very strong spleen chakras because they pull in lots of energy from the environment and then they distribute that energy to the rest of the chakras so the person feels full. They feel ready to put their game face on and conquer and dominate and have a victorious event. Does that make sense? So the spleen chakra is super, super, super important. So if you ever want to experience that, feel free to hire me, ChristianRLong.com, where we will go in, not just the spleen, but we'll go in and thoroughly cleanse and energize your other chakras so you wake up. You wake up and go, wow, I feel really powerful. I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel like whatever project I participate in, I will be what? Victorious. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you guys some perspective that you might not have gotten before. All of the chakras, except the navel, all of the chakras have a physical, physiological, psychological, and spiritual aspects to ourselves, except the navel. The navel does not have a psychological component to it. Deals with lower intuition, gut instinct, more feeling than psyche. But all the other chakras are connected to different aspects of our soul. It's really, really quite powerful. So if I came up with this saying a long, long time ago, I'll share a story with you, like a story I've shared maybe 2 or 3 times over the past 5 years on these streams. So many, many years ago, before I got into pranic healing and I was reaching out to different people around the world, literally, this is before even MySpace came out. This might have been, MySpace was like a year or 2 years old or something like that. And I remember saying, I want to find a qualified person that I can learn this system of energy healing from. And so I ended up contacting, randomly, one of the masters in pranic healing who lived in another country at the time. I believe he was actually in... I believe it was in India at the time, if I remember correctly. And I asked him questions about pranic healing and I asked him questions about the chakras because I knew nothing about the chakras. And he got back to me maybe a week later, and I was like super excited. And he said to me, the chakras are like keys to the piano. If you can master the keys to a piano, you can create beautiful music. If you can master your chakras, you can create a beautiful life. So one of the catchphrases that I came up with around that was, master your chakras, master your life. Master your chakras, master your life. Meaning it's an inner game. If you can master your energy body, you can accomplish anything. The reason we don't accomplish anything and everything in our lives is because this has not been taken care of. Your energy changes first before it changes in the physical world. It's not the other way around, right? So if you have a weak, depleted, congested, dirty energy body, your ability to produce results in the world will be greatly limited. But the cleaner, stronger, more powerful your energy body is that you have a mastery over, you can create external rewards that would blow your mind for the benefit of humanity, right? It's not about like, look how clean and powerful and radiant my energy is. Aren't I impressive, right? Nobody cares. It's more of like, are you using the energy you have to transform the lives of other people? Are you using the energy you have to alleviate the suffering of others? Are you using the energy you have to do goodwill and the will to do good in the world? That's what's more important. So that's the power aspect. The spleen, super duper duper important. I notice whenever I work on my spleen, I feel like I just woke up out of a dream. Because one of the retreats I did this past year, a 21-day retreat in upstate New York, one of my friends who's healed me many times, is a good clairvoyant and a very good healer. He was looking at my spleen and he's like, dude, you got to take more care of your spleen. People connect you all the time, right? These streams, clients, one-on-one, group meditations, it's part of the job. It happens with anyone who has this kind of work. But sometimes you forget. You're like, did I disconnect? Did I clean my spleen? Did I energize my spleen? Am I doing things properly? And it goes back to awareness. You have to have awareness, right? Like, my energy's been really low the past week and I haven't even really been paying attention to my energy level. Disconnect, clean my spleen. Chris Webster, bringing the heat, son. Good friend of mine, client, a beautiful soul. The man can salsa, bachata, can tear it up hard. It's always good to have him on. What I love about Chris is every single time I talk to Chris, without fail, I'm like, Chris, what's going on? And we typically have lunch or dinner once a month. I go, Chris, what's going on? Oh, and he speaks Spanish too. He's a white guy, but he speaks Spanish pretty hardcore. Intermediate. Almost advanced intermediate, right, Chris? Every time I talk to Chris, I meet up with him once a month. I'm like, what's going on? And he inevitably tells me about some scuba diving trip that he has planned somewhere in the world. Without fail. Every single month. Hey, I'm going here in 6 months. I'm going here in 3 months. I'm going here next week. I'll send you a postcard. See. Worked for me just now. Much gratitude. Good job, Paula. Paula follows simple instructions. One of Paula's greatest strengths as a gymnastics coach and as a posture coach is she follows simple instructions. You give her the instruction, she follows it, she gets the result, and then you have a positive feedback loop. It's beautiful, right? I love you too, man. It's a beautiful thing, but not everyone is like that because people want to ask more and more questions to delay doing the work that will actually get them the result that they're seeking, right? So somebody would be like, well, tell me more about the spleen. Can you give me an hour-long discussion about the spleen? And then I might disconnect the cords, I might clean it, I might energize it, and I might feel better, right? You just need a little bit of information and then apply that information to get feedback and go, all right, I'm going to keep doing this or I'm going to stop doing this. But people get too much in their noggins, too much in their head. This is coming from lots of experience in my own life of being caught in my own head. So I hope that helps. I hope you use this information to improve the quality of your life. Feel free to share this stream on your Facebook page, personal, professional, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, any and all forms of social media because we're all about it. And I look forward to serving you guys moving forward. Also, final note, Starting Tuesday, no more daily dosages. Starting Tuesday, no more daily dosages. Instead, 8 o'clock in the morning, Karina, namaste. 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have a challenge for the day. 6 o'clock at night, we're going to follow up on that challenge. 8 o'clock in the morning, we do the challenge. 6 o'clock at night, we follow up on that challenge. Something different. We're going to experiment. Probably do it for a couple months because we want to have enough feedback, right? We're not just going to do it for a week. We're going to do it for a couple months, get feedback and go, oh, that was really cool. And these are the things that we learned about ourselves, about each other, about the world at large. So it'll be very, very good. It'll keep things interesting, as they say, because it's about practical spirituality. Nada says, nice idea. Yes, so the daily dosages of light, love, and power 3 times a day will be over on Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the evening, 2 streams only, and then we will be covering a challenge, following up on that challenge. And then you guys can give me feedback along the way, okay? And that is it, guys. So I'm about to have dinner. Lots of light, love, and power from God and my teacher, Grandmaster Choa Koksui, in each and every one of your lives. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant. Wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.